Welcome to the ROMBUXLAND Podcast. I'm your host, and this is episode 15. Today we're going to talk about something that's really important for the future of our planet and our businesses: sustainable business models. As we're in the year 2025, it's time for us to take a closer look at how we can create more sustainable business models that not only reduce our impact on the environment, but also increase our profits. You know, sustainability is not just a buzzword anymore. It's a requirement for any business that wants to stay competitive in the market. And it's not just about being green and nice. It's about creating a business model that's profitable and sustainable in the long run. So let's dive into some insights and real examples of sustainable business models that are working today. Let's take the example of Patagonia. Patagonia is a clothing company that's been a leader in sustainability for decades. They've implemented a closed-loop production system where old products are collected and recycled into new ones. This not only reduces waste, but also reduces the need for new raw materials. But what's really impressive is that they've also created a system where customers can bring back their old products and get a discount on their next purchase. This not only reduces waste, but also creates a loyal customer base. For instance, in 2019, Patagonia launched a program called Worn Wear, where customers can bring in their old Patagonia products and get them repaired. This not only reduces waste, but also creates a new revenue stream for the company. The Worn Wear program has been so successful that Patagonia has reported a significant reduction in waste and a significant increase in customer loyalty. Another key aspect of sustainable business models is ESG, or environmental, social, and governance. ESG is a framework that helps companies measure and manage their environmental, social, and governance risks and opportunities. It's not just about being green, it's about being a good corporate citizen. Let's look at the example of Unilever. Unilever is a multinational consumer goods company that's made a commitment to become carbon neutral by 2050. They've implemented a number of initiatives to reduce their carbon footprint, including using renewable energy and reducing waste. They've also made a commitment to source 100% of their materials from sustainable sources. One of the key challenges that Unilever faced was finding sustainable sources of palm oil. Palm oil is a key ingredient in many of Unilever's products, but it's also a major driver of deforestation. To address this challenge, Unilever worked with NGOs and suppliers to develop a new system for sourcing palm oil that's certified as sustainable. This not only helps to reduce deforestation, but also provides a new revenue stream for smallholder farmers. So, how can you create a sustainable business model for your company? Here are a few tips. First, make sure you're measuring your impact. Use tools like the carbon footprint calculator to measure your carbon emissions and identify areas for improvement. Second, make sure you're setting clear goals and targets. This could be a reduction in carbon emissions, a certain percentage of renewable energy, or a certain percentage of sustainable sourcing. But it's not just about setting goals. It's about making sure that you have a clear plan for achieving them. Third, make sure you're engaging your stakeholders. This could be your employees, your customers, your suppliers, or your investors. Make sure they're all on board with your sustainability goals and are working together to achieve them. And finally, make sure you're being transparent and accountable. This means reporting on your progress and being open about your challenges. Let's talk about some of the challenges of creating a sustainable business model. One of the main challenges is the cost. Going green can be expensive, especially if you're implementing new technologies or changing your supply chain. And finally, there's the challenge of competition. Some businesses may not be as committed to sustainability as others and may be more focused on short-term profits. So, what are some of the benefits of creating a sustainable business model? One of the main benefits is increased brand reputation. When customers know that a company is committed to sustainability, they're more likely to choose that company over a competitor. Another benefit is increased cost savings. By reducing waste and energy consumption, companies can save money on their bottom line. For instance, Unilever has reported significant cost savings from reducing their energy consumption and waste. And finally, there's the benefit of increased innovation. When companies are forced to think creatively about sustainability, they often come up with new and innovative solutions that benefit the business and the environment. Let's talk about some of the trends that are shaping the future of sustainable business models. One of the main trends is the rise of the circular economy. This means designing products and services that are restorative and regenerative by design. Another trend is the growth of impact investing. This means investing in companies that are making a positive impact on the environment and society. And finally, there's the trend of increasing regulation. Governments around the world are implementing policies and regulations to encourage sustainability and reduce carbon emissions. So what's the future of sustainable business models? One thing is for sure, it's going to get more complex. As regulations continue to evolve and consumer expectations continue to rise, companies will need to be more creative and innovative in their approach to sustainability. But the good news is that the benefits of sustainable business models are clear. From increased brand reputation to increased cost savings and increased innovation, companies that prioritize sustainability are likely to be the ones that thrive in the long run. So, what can you do to start creating a sustainable business model for your company? Here are a few action steps. First, take a closer look at your operations and identify areas for improvement. Second, start measuring your impact and set clear goals and targets. Third, engage your stakeholders and make sure they're all on board with your sustainability goals. And finally, start reporting on your progress and being transparent about your challenges. Another key tool is the Sustainable Business Model Canvas. This is a framework that helps companies design and implement sustainable business models. Let's also talk about some expert quotes and industry insights. According to a report by the Harvard Business Review, companies that prioritize sustainability are 25% more likely to outperform their competitors. According to a report by the World Economic Forum, companies that prioritize sustainability are 45% more likely to have a strong brand reputation. So, what's the next step? The next step is to start taking action. Start by taking a closer look at your operations and identifying areas for improvement. Start by measuring your impact and setting clear goals and targets. And start by engaging your stakeholders and making sure they're all on board with your sustainability goals. Additionally, let's take a look at 2 detailed case studies with specific results. The first case study is on the company Patagonia, which I mentioned earlier. Patagonia has implemented a closed-loop production system where old products are collected and recycled into new ones. This has resulted in a significant reduction in waste and a significant increase in customer loyalty. The second case study is on the company Unilever, which I also mentioned earlier. Unilever has made a commitment to become carbon neutral by 2050 and has implemented a number of initiatives to reduce their carbon footprint, including using renewable energy and reducing waste. This has resulted in significant cost savings and a positive impact on the environment. Now let's talk about a step-by-step implementation guide for creating a sustainable business model. This guide will walk you through the process of creating a sustainable business model, from taking a closer look at your operations to engaging your stakeholders and reporting on your progress. Here are the steps to creating a sustainable business model. Now consider this. Take a closer look at your operations and identify areas for improvement. Start measuring your impact and set clear goals and targets. Engage your stakeholders and make sure they're all on board with your sustainability goals. Start reporting on your progress and being transparent about your challenges. Use the Circular Economy Business Model Canvas and the Sustainable Business Model Canvas to design and implement your sustainable business model. Additionally, let's talk about some expert quotes and industry insights. According to a report by the Harvard Business Review, companies that prioritize sustainability are 25% more likely to outperform their competitors. According to a report by the World Economic Forum, companies that prioritize sustainability are 45% more likely to have a strong brand reputation. Another key tool is the Sustainable Business Model Canvas. This is a framework that helps companies design and implement sustainable business models. To wrap up, creating a sustainable business model is not just a requirement for the future of our planet. It's a requirement for the future of our businesses. By prioritizing sustainability and creating a business model that's circular and regenerative, we can not only reduce our impact on the environment, but also increase our profits. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the ROMBUXLAND podcast. I hope you learned something new and valuable. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you liked this episode, please subscribe to our podcast and join me next time on the ROMBUXLAND podcast. A step-by-step guide to creating a sustainable business model. Expert quotes and industry insights to inspire and motivate you. Future predictions and trends to help you stay ahead of the curve. A list of action steps to help you take your sustainable business model to the next level. But here's what's interesting. To get started with creating a sustainable business model, I recommend taking the following steps. But here's what's interesting. Take a closer look at your operations and identify areas for improvement. Start measuring your impact and set clear goals and targets. Engage your stakeholders and make sure they're all on board with your sustainability goals. Start reporting on your progress and being transparent about your challenges. Use the Circular Economy Business Model Canvas and the Sustainable Business Model Canvas to design and implement your sustainable business model.